Hanging Plants Vol.1 is a collection of 8 species of various common flowers and shrubs in 5 specialised growth patterns: crawling, hanging, and 3 different pergola sizes. Each type has 6 variations per species to create a comprehensive library of 240 models, all of which are fully integrated into the Forest Pack library browser. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to use them, along with sharing some of the most useful features of Forest Pack's many distribution modes. We'll start by demonstrating how to use the hanging plants that give this collection its name. We'll add some flowers cascading down from the top of this back wall. So first of all, click on the Forest Pack icon or go to the Create menu and add a new forest object. You can either pick the items to scatter from the library before creating the Forest Pack, or you can do it afterwards. In this example, I'll pick them first. So click the button to open the library browser. You'd select one or more plants with hanging in their name. In this example, I'll mix and match a couple of different species, and then when you're done, click Load Selected. Since we're going to use Path Distribution mode, we want to change the creation mode to Icon. Draw a Forest Pack object in your scene. Now, depending on your system units, you may get these system mismatch notifications. If you do, just click OK to accept. Then go to the distribution rollout and change the mode to Path. Click on the plus button and select a spline from the scene. I'll change the display mode to points cloud for this demo, but in normal use I'd leave as it is because proxy display is a lot faster. Now, change the spacing to get the distribution you want. You can also offset the scatter from the spline if necessary. And, if you have got Forest Pack 8, you can randomise their position a bit for a less regular and more realistic distribution. You can add a bit more randomisation by going to the Transform rollout and enabling random rotation. We clearly don't want these plants to rotate through 360 degrees on the Z-axis though, so reduce that range to something more appropriate. And finally, enable scale randomization for a bit more variety. And you can also enable horizontal mirror to randomly flip the plants to further disguise repetition. And that's it really. As you can see, it's really easy to add hanging plants using these assets. And you can easily add more paths using the same forest object just by adding them to the paths list. For example, let's add some to this balcony railing. Now, as you can see, this isn't quite working how we'd hoped because the plants are hanging on the inside instead of the outside. To fix it, just pick the spline, right click and select reverse. As you can see, there's nothing to it. All of the wall hanging boxes in this scene were also populated in the same way, and if you'd had rail clone, you could even add the boxes themselves parametrically as well. Now let's look at the pergolas. In this case, the plants are generally hanging down on all sides instead of just in one direction. And of course, we have models in the Hanging Plants library for this very purpose. So to use them, you're going to need one or more closed splines. I already have one in the scene above this pergola. This time I'll create the forest object before selecting what to scatter. So right click on the library button to clear the previous selection. Change from create mode to generate, and then pick the spline. Now go to the modify panel and open the geometry rollout. Click to open the library. And then pick one or more pergola presets. I'm going to use the medium hibiscus variations. Go to the distribution rollout and adjust the density setting as required. Finally, don't forget to add some transform randomization. The default settings will work pretty well for these assets. There are 3 different sizes of pergola asset available. In that example I used medium, but they're also small and large. And for example, I could mix large and small broadleaf privet assets, as I'm in this case, for a more irregular look. And finally, in this section, I just wanted to mention that if you're mixing different species, you can use Forest Pack's clustering features to create patches of similar plants. To use it, the first thing you'd need to do is to assign colour IDs to the plants that you want to group together, making sure that each distinct group has a separate colour. Once you've done that, you'd go to the distribution rollout and enable diversity clusters. Changing the size will determine the scale of your clusters. Finally, to complete our overview of this library, let's take a look at how to add creeping plants to the posts in the foreground. Generally speaking, these are best placed manually using custom edit mode. To do that, go through the collection and select some crawling presets. And then create a new Forest Pack icon, this time in icon mode. Switch to the Items Editor rollout. Change the mode to Custom Edit and click on the little tree icon to be able to edit individual items. Next, click on the Add button. Now, to add a random object from the scatter list, leave it as it is on random. Alternatively, you can select specifically which item you wish to add using the model option and the drop-down list. I'll leave it on random. And then just click in the scene to add an item at the mouse pointer. When you're done, right-click to leave custom creation mode, and you can now use Max's standard transform tools to move, rotate, and scale the objects. Note that you can still use the random transform options as well, just enable them as you would any normal scatter. If you want to change a model once you've already placed it, there's no need to delete it and re-add it, just select it and then pick a different one using the drop-down list in the Properties group. And that's it really. There are however a couple more options for adding items that you might find helpful. First of all, if you have longer columns, another option instead of using custom edit mode is to use path mode. And you'd set it up like this. First of all, you'll need vertical paths in the center of each column, as you can see I've got here. Now you'd switch back to generate mode and change the distribution mode to path like we did earlier. Add those paths to the path list and you can see the plants are created, but as you can see the Z axis is perpendicular to the spline. To fix this, all you need to do is to disable the Z follow path checkbox. And you can now adjust the spacing between the plants. Finally, another option if your posts happen to be separate objects is to use reference mode. In this mode, you just click the plus icon and select posts from the scene to add them to the reference object list. A plant will be added to the selected items pivot, and it's as easy as that. As a bonus, if the post moves, so does the plant. And that brings me to the end of this short tutorial. We hope you enjoy this new collection of hanging and climbing plants. If you'd like more information, or you'd like to download a free sample, please visit the 3D Gardens section of the i2 Software website.